Welcome to Updated Autopsy Report, a podcast from Yotze Ben and Friends, where we read and watch the inspirations behind Ace Attorney. I'm your host, Ben, and Dessy is not with us again today, but they'll be back next time, so just you wait, fans of Dessy. They'll be back so very soon. But we still have two good friends of ours, Tiago.
Yo!
And Rose.
Hi!
We are all longtime fans of Ace Attorney. We hope that through both of our perspectives, it'll reveal new details and provide interesting commentary for all the media we discuss. Our intro music is by Lace, and you can find all her other work at leiss.bandcamp.com. Today, we are discussing the second half of the 1929 mystery novel by Ellery Queen, The Roman Hat Mystery. Wow. If I knew race was so critical to this book and ran through nearly every single clue, I might have prepped everybody for this a little bit more in advance.
Holy
But,
shit, dude.
Warned you listeners. We
didn't know.
Wow.
We didn't know. We were going in blind.
1929, baby. It was a different
Classic
time.
American novels.
It's so funny because I remember it several times during the last chapter just reading it out and being like, yo? Can you yo?
Yeah.
You can't just say those things.
My notes just turn into me just writing the word weird with like a million exclamation marks.
Yeah.
All of you people are weird and bad. 4 exclamation notes. Bold, italicized.
Who? All right, let's.
I took my note from last time, in which I wrote, in all caps, I wrote, "Man, this Juna stuff is weird, LOL." And then I took that note and I just bolded it, italicized it, and underlined it. And I was like, it just keeps happening.
It just keeps happening. They can't leave it alone.
What?
I know it's 1929 or whatever, but like, holy shit!
I can't believe this book makes H.P. Lovecraft look progressive.
Well, okay, we'll go quite that far.
Let's not do
As somebody who
I read
enjoys
Lovecraft has this beat
Lovecraftian
handily
horror.
still.
I also read Lovecraft, so
Yeah,
good point, actually.
I know you have. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I cannot. Lovecraft could. You see, you read Lovecraft, and you're like, there's something wrong with this guy. There's
Yeah.
something fucking wrong with this dude. He's not like
He's not well.
forgivable, but he's also not well.
What's
Whereas, like,
what's
with this, I'm
Ellery's
like, yeah,
excuse?
fuck you, people.
Yeah, I mean, there
Fuck
are
him too, but fuck you,
occasional,
people.
yeah, there are occasional, like, how would we phrase this? Overtures to liberal progressivism at times in a
What would
in a
have been at
form
the
for the
time.
time, right?
Yeah.
In which Inspector Queen says, like, things like, "Oh, Juna's going to be a wonderful police detective himself one day. That kid has the brain for it." Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe don't treat him that way then. Maybe
Don't
treat him like a person then.
Don't treat him like he's your fucking dog.
Yeah,
I
if you
hate-
truly believe that, then don't
I-
treat him like an animal. Oh my god.
Ah!
Yeah.
So, like, we haven't even gotten
Funnily
to...
enough, I looked up. Sorry, Tiago, I just
We have to
want
get
add
this
this
out
on
of
real
our
fast.
system. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, listeners. If you read the book, you would be right here. You would be screaming with us. You are screaming with us.
I looked
Holy
up
shit.
to see, like, does Juna show up a lot in the later Ellery Queen books? Apparently, not very much, if at all. Like, one or two
some people
minor...
at the time were like,
minor
I don't know,
appearances-
man, this is a little weird.
Yeah, 1 or 2 minor appearances after that, and that's it, apparently, for Juna. So, like, the rest of the Ellery Queen books basically ignore this character. So, it's just here in this opening novel,
You know
and
what? It's fine. It's fine. I would rather that you just not be like this about it. Like, whatever it takes for you to not be like this about it. If just forgetting this guy exists is what we're gonna have to do here, now, in the fucking 1930s, and here in fucking 2025. Okay. He doesn't exist. Do not talk about him like that. We're done.
And if we probably add up the amount of time spent talking about Juna, it's maybe 3%, 2% of the book total. It's a small amount, but it is just weird whenever it comes up. So anyway, sorry, Tiago, you were about to say something before I degraded the conversation once again.
We had to get that out of our system.
Dear listener, if you're wondering why we're ranting about this, it's because this book is surprisingly racist in ways that I can't expect, and at the very end, just a simple touch of anti-black, which is incredible to me.
Just a little bit.
Let me be perfectly clear. All the other racism in the book was like sort of like fucking, you're not sure what race they're being racist to, but you can kind of guess from the fucking...
Except for the part where they're being racist about Jewish people.
Yes, exactly. That part is... and the anti-Semitism, it's anti-Semitism. Let's be clear about that.
Which goes nowhere, by the way. That guy's totally fine.
That's not about it. This book is not about anti-Semitism. It's about a slight touch of just straight up anti-blackness. And I just like... You had an awesome mystery. You had an awesome story. All these characters are interesting. And then you choose this like, the motive even makes sense. But then, like, behind the motive is just like, huh?
The thing is, like, yeah, that is what people
that is how that would go,
then.
right?
Yeah.
That is how that would go.
That is realistic.
And we should probably do the summary so that people know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, the summary.
The summary.
But yeah, all that to say, I'm sure there's been a lot of ink spilled already talking about this book, because obviously the Ellery Queen books are incredibly popular, so we are late to the party in that fashion.
Are like this, right?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I guess, listeners, we're all gonna have to fucking find out.
But you know what's fantastic is that local to Boston, my friend who works as one of the positions at the Brighton Boston Public Library got me like a 1970 copy of the 50th anniversary of the Roman Hat Mystery. And it is I just turned my head to look at the book. It is a beautiful book that has like
it's gorgeous. I get to see it also.
It's gorgeous. If I knew the book was like that, I don't think I would have asked my friend to go out of their way. But needless to say,
it was pretty cool to see the book.
It was pretty cool to see the book. I do like the book.
Listen, book can still be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a wonderful binding.
Well,
it's gold.
It's not the old book's fault.
True. Okay, enough with me. Let's get into the summary.
Okay. All right.
I'm just glad we didn't take like our funny little selfie with it, like we were thinking of doing.
Yeah, we didn't need to take a funny little selfie with it, as it turns out.
We didn't need to, actually. It's a good thing we read the book before we did that.
Yeah.
So, after their lack of solid evidence last time, Inspector Queen and Ellery request the Roman Theater open back up and perform the show promptly that evening. Beforehand, they search it thoroughly and then watch the show. However, nothing much comes of it, seemingly. Later, Angela Russo is apprehended after visiting Benjamin Morgan, whom she believes is the killer due to him saying, "I'll see to it that's the last time you ever blackmail anybody," the night before the murder. The Queens mostly dismiss this and even confirm the statement with Morgan, but they believe him when he says he just mean that he'd take Field down with him. Then they search Field's apartment again and finally deduce his secret hiding place. In the empty space between the canopy of the bed and the ceiling, there they find 4 hats. 1 silk top labeled with Field's name, 1 silk with Benjamin Morgan's name, and 2 derbies labeled X and miscellaneous. All other reports on the witnesses come back with nothing, and a frustrated Inspector Queen and Ellery seem to say, well, we know who have done it, but we haven't the shred of evidence to prove it. They throw up their hands in frustration, and the reader is asked to guess who did it.
At this point, I did not know who the killer was. I had a guess, and my guess was it must be someone related to the theater for multiple reasons. One,
right.
I think that the hat could only have disappeared in a way that like would only be available to a theater member. I know they probably searched all the props and shit like that, but I feel like someone who knew the location must have been the murderer. But I had no idea who. I straight up thought it was the rich girl who passed out because I don't know. I guess I kind of hate her because she's rich, but no other reason. No,
God forbid women do anything.
I mean, listen, Rose. You love women's wrongs.
I love women's wrongs, and unfortunately, spoilers, no women's wrongs were committed. This is men all the way down. Well, you know what? Except for, what's her name? Angela Russo. Love
she's
her.
A babe. Yeah, she's a babe. She's
a babe. Ellery's weak, and I'll eat him for lunch.
Ellery's weak, and
he can't fucking handle it.
His bloodline will not survive the winter. I will.
Yeah.
Me and Rose's bloodlines will survive. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah,
Also, like,
I mean,
okay, but not necessarily related to the story. Does Ellery have a job?
What
does Ellery do? How is Ellery?
Let's shit on him. Yeah,
living in an apartment with his father, who has a job, demonstrably.
Yes.
What does Ellery do?
He must get like consultation.
There's some sort of like allusion to him being like a fiction writer.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
He does write.
But, like,
we know.
Are you making any money off of that, Ellery? Like, what are you doing? Do you have a day job? Please get a day job.
Yeah, I don't think we're given much detail aside from yes that he writes mystery novels. That's about it.
Yeah. No indication he's publishing these, by the way.
No, he must,
or how much he's making, whether he's famous or whether it's just a side gig, just for funsies kind of thing. It's hard to say. At this point, anyway, in this specific book, we are not given a ton of detail.
That's true. Yeah, it just sort of seems like he lives in his dad's apartment and has his dad's servant take care of him, and then is like, "Papa, give me some money to buy some books." Which,
Papa,
to be fair, that's sort of what I did when I lived with my parents. I was like, "Please, Papa, can I have some money to buy some more books?"
Papa, I'm gonna solve your little stupid little murder so I can
I did not solve any murders for my father. I was not useful.
I mean, your father didn't have murders to solve last time I checked.
Heck, but I mean, I hope not.
Dude, if your dad had a secret, like, fucking private detective agency that you didn't know about, that'd be crazy.
One time he had jury duty, and it made him very sad.
It makes me sad, too. I hate jury duty.
He, of course, wouldn't talk about it at all.
You're not supposed to.
He got put on the jury.
Yeah.
He's the only person I know who's ever been put on a jury. And he wouldn't talk about it because they were like, "You can't talk about it," and he was like, "Well, I can't talk about it."
Sorry, I just really flashed back to the time that I had jury duty and simply went, "That shit sucks."
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna put my dad on blast anymore, but yeah, he was so honorable he refused to discuss the case. Let's go years later.
We gotta go back to this one. Oh god, I
wish. No, it's fine. The murder's quite clever. I don't believe that I had all the clues.
Yeah, I mean, last time on the previous episode, we did theorize that it was likely somebody involved in the production of the play because the prop department would give them an excuse to, like, we thought maybe they swapped. I think we even said this explicitly, that they maybe swapped the hat with one of the prop hats or something like that.
Yeah.
Which ends up being the case. So.
And like at the very end, Papa Queen goes over all of the things that they did to confirm which top hats were which backstage that we didn't get to see any of.
Yeah. Exactly. This was absent from us. We learn about
because we were literally speculating, like, could it be one of the hats backstage? I specifically remember Tiago saying that. Like, what if somebody swapped it with a prop hat? What if, it's in a dressing room? And they don't ever cover that area.
We have the brief moment where Ellery and the older woman who works for the theater, right? They go somewhere and investigate something in the theater and then come back and say, we didn't find anything. Yep. So, but like, they don't say explicitly what they were doing at the time.
Or
so
what they didn't find.
Oh, yeah, so you were left to infer.
I feel like Alice did a better job sort of presenting me with all the puzzle pieces. Like,
Sure.
at the end of the Moai Island puzzle, I, one, had solved it, and two, felt like I had all the pieces to solve it.
Yeah.
Whereas, other, like, obviously not the Moai Island puzzle, because there was no way I was solving that shit. But, like, the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, I feel like we were not quite, and I guess that's not necessarily, like, a bad thing. Like, even in the book, it's like, oh, this is the fashion for us to put the challenge to the reader, and Ellery says you can figure it out, to which I say, please get a job, Ellery. Please do anything else.
Ellery, I diagnose you with unemployment.
Yeah.
I feel like, without necessarily, we knew what the murder was. We knew poison, but we didn't know how it was ingested or what was the method for delivery.
Yeah, I just don't think there was much of a way we could have worked that out.
No, absolutely not. We were kind of fucked from the get-go.
But I think we definitely had the right sort of illusions. Like, I think I even specifically mentioned, what's his name, Barry or whatever.
Yeah.
Although I had the motive was off, where I was like, oh, maybe he's mad because he's messing with his girl or whatever. Like,
there's no way we could have guessed
wall.
that motive.
No. Well, I mean, they were like, oh, well, it certainly must be blackmail. And I was like, okay, boys, if you say so, like, whatever.
I mean, obviously,
if the shoe
Field
fits.
was doing a lot of blackmailing. So, like, yes. I feel like that's a relatively safe assumption, but it's not proven, you know.
Yeah.
Until they confirm it with the killer, then, you know.
The thing that I think is the critical difference between the Moai Island puzzle and the Roman hat mystery is that in the Moai Island puzzle, it says, can you deduce this via logic instead of as opposed to intuition? And I feel like the only way we could have solved the Roman hat mystery was through intuition, because we were lacking the logic. Or the logic was simply not presented to us because Ellery did that shit off fucking screen.
We were missing crucial pieces of information, which Sherlock Holmes would be very disappointed.
Was Sherlock pre or post this? I think it was pre, right?
He's pre this because they actively reference him in this book.
Okay, well then, Conan Doyle, kill Ellery Queen. Kill Ellery.
Well, this isn't fair. Ellery Queen's two guys.
Kill him now. Let's get into the second half, then.
You want me to do the second half summary? I mean, yeah, there's not the part 3. Otherwise, doesn't have a whole lot aside from them just kind of running around. We obviously later we learned that the reason they wanted to see the play performed for them was so they could time everything out exactly.
I thought that was cool. I like that part.
Get the exact timings down. And yes, the conversations with Angela Russo when she's dragged into the police office, that's fun. She tries to bribe the police officer who brings her in, which is really good.
There's no reason for her to try to bribe the police officer.
Well, she's just
like,
you want
a $100 bill, honey? And he's like, no.
She just doesn't want to deal with him. I low key kind of based.
She has no reason to try and bribe this man, and she just tries anyways.
So like, never mind.
I thought it was
and then the hat's hiding place being in the canopy above the bed. It's like, okay, sure. Well, I guess you guys didn't do a very good job searching the first time.
That's crazy. That they go on and talk about how they
found it.
They go on and talk about how they tore that shit apart. Are you
clearly not?
You didn't check the fucking seal. They're like, okay, let's roll back just like a millisecond. Did drop ceilings not exist in this time of history? Like, was history
I don't know when drop ceilings were a thing, but I mean this again, this is the canopy of the bed. It has a bit of space between the upper cloth part of the canopy and where the ceiling is. So the rest of the room,
so much shit in there.
Yeah, the rest of the room does not have this. It is specifically just the area above the bed. because it has a canopy structure above it. So it's like there's like, whatever they said it was, like 6 inches or something like that of space between the canopy ceiling and then the actual ceiling of the room. And that gap there, it's all cloth around there. So they tear into the cloth and find hats tucked up there. And it's just like, well, yeah, I feel like it's like a big rectangle up there. I don't know why you wouldn't immediately look in the big rectangle right above the bed. I don't know.
I just feel like
police work.
I just feel like if I was a detective and someone told me, "Hey, tear the room apart," I would for sure be checking the tops of the room, not just everything below eye level, I guess.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I just wrong. I mean, obviously in the story they must have done this in orange so that we can have this like part 3 twist, yada yada. That's fine, whatever.
Hey, Ellery gets to be so fucking smart.
But like, do people in New York just not look up? Like, we have the Empire State Building. They should be looking up.
Just fucking gamers. They don't look up.
Yeah.
Fucking God. Anyway, yeah, I know they find the hat. This is such like a weird niche critique of like detective work, I guess. But like, this kind of stuck with me. This kind of stuck with me. You gotta you gotta look up. The guy says tear the room apart. You know what a room consists of? 4 walls, a floor, and a ceiling. Fucking check all of them. Christ. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I'm now realizing that I would be probably a better detective than these fucking shitheads.
We're really good at point-and-click adventure games now.
We have developed a skill.
We're really good at this shit.
We have been pointing and we
I've
have been
so
clicking.
many areas to get so many hint coins.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
you know what? There
I've-
was a ladder in this, and it was not clarified if it was a step ladder or not. But a ladder does make an appearance.
There is a ladder appearance. They do get a ladder.
I think the most direct comparison is just how many of these guys are funny little Ace Attorney witnesses. I did start to get kind of confused where like at a certain point I was just like, oh my god, there's more characters. Like,
yeah.
I think they need funny pun names, maybe.
Right.
I only get the
and,
other
like, a stupid hairstyle that's somehow connected to their profession. And then I think I'm probably gonna be good.
The only characters who I would get mixed up from time to time are the like supplementary detectives who Elder Queen goes on and tells what to do. Because like
he's got like 5 guys he orders around, and
the gentleman of the homicide
maybe one
squad.
of them are distinctive.
Yeah. I did like the second round of questioning done by Elder Queen, where like after the reopening play, he sits everybody down and goes, "All right, everybody, let's do it again. One more for the top. Who knows anything?"
Yeah.
I
do you want
like
me to get
that
into the summary? Because that's that section.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get into it.
Okay. All right. Ellery departs on his vacation as planned, leaving
From
Inspector.
what job?
Yeah. From what job
Holy
we
shit.
don't know, but he leaves Inspector Queen to solve the case on his own. He and Juna summon several key witnesses to the theater for an impromptu survey, asking if anyone else has remembered any details they'd like to provide. Nothing much really comes of it, but later that night a telegram arrives from Ellery, who suggests that why not go into the blackmailing business yourself. As such, Inspector Queen summons Charles Michaels, Field's valet, into his office and encourages him to write a letter to the killer saying any documents they got are forgeries and he has the originals. Meet him in Central Park tomorrow night. The sting works wonderfully, the killer arrives, and he even has a needle full of tetraethyl lead. Yes, it's Mr. Stephen Barry, actor and betrothed of Francis Ives Pope. The final breakdown is as follows. As Barry confesses the details, Field had dirt on Barry and was blackmailing to him, too. And the detail was that Barry isn't fully white. Since this would be unacceptable to the Ives Pope family, Field held it over Barry's head to get money to pay off his gambling debts. They met during the play, and Field brought the blackmail documents, stuffed in a silk hat that he wore. Barry knew the schedule of his own play very well, slipped out during a scene and gave Field the tetraethyl lead-laced alcohol, killing him. However, each hat, as we've seen, that Field had was labeled with the name of the person that he was blackmailing. So this hat that tumbled to the ground was, of course, labeled Stephen Barry. As such, Barry snuck the hat back into the costume department, swapped it with a prop hat, and then wore it out of the theater with no suspicion. With all that now wrapped, Inspector Queen finishes off a telegram telling Ellery that it's all resolved and to please come home soon.
Why is this guy so weirdly codependent on his son?
He is really desperate for his son to come back almost immediately. He's like
it's
I'm so sad, son. Come back, please.
That's fine. I don't care about that. You can have that's who gives a shit about that.
I just think it's weird. It's weird because especially when he's fucking adopted this human child that he's treating like a fucking animal.
Did you think it was it adoption or so like
yeah. So the bit when Inspector Queen is sitting in front of the fire.
No
and
way.
He's going over the facts of the case, and Juna crawls out of his corner bed and leans his head up against the knee of Inspector Queen, and Inspector Queen puts his hand on his head and goes, "My dear boy, don't ever become a detective one day. It's much too hard on the mind or the mental faculties or whatever." It's something like that. He's like, "You should get a much different job instead." And I'm just like, this is weird.
You can't.
This is
write
really
that.
weird. What are we doing? This had to be weird. This had to be weird even by 1929 standards. I'm sorry.
So like, I was gonna debate whether or not we should like get into the specific one that made me go, "What the fuck?" But
I feel like we should talk about it because if we don't talk about it after bitching and whining for the first like fourth of the episode.
That's fair.
We should specifically say what we're referring to instead of just like sugarcoating it.
Yeah,
that was the one that made me go, "What the
fuck?" Ben, that is the exact same one that made me go, "What the fuck?"
I'm pulling my hair out over it. I was just like, you cannot be saying that.
I just this is written like 100 years ago. So, like, who knows? He was sniffing tobacco. He probably had mercury in his fucking hat or some shit like that.
There's lead in everything.
There's lead in his water. There's lead in the tobacco, the snuff box.
But yeah, I'm just like,
it caught me off guard. I've never had a book recently that just made me go, "Wow." We just, human literature is filled with awful biases from one thing or another, so we have to be prepared to read older stuff like that, and it comes with the territory. But I just never met one that made me so viscerally go, "Jeepers."
All the stuff with Stephen Barry and him wanting to hide his heritage from the Ives Pope family and all that stuff, like, that's all, like, that makes sense to me. That kind of works. Like, the way that Inspector Queen talks about it isn't particularly great. No. But again, you could kind of hand wave some of that away, like, oh, well, it was the time. That's how people reacted to this kind of stuff. And the fact that Barry was trying to hide it from the Ives Pope family. The Ives Pope family are rich assholes who are all white. So, of course, he would want to hide it from them, and he's just trying to marry the rich girl, so he's marrying into money, and make a better life for himself. So, I mean, yeah, like, all that's fine. That, like, all works for me as just, like, shit that would happen in the 30s and late 20s, right? That's like, that's all fine. The stuff with Juna is just, it just feels like it had to be weird even by the time.
It's out of pocket. It's straight up, it's fucking insane. Like, the thing about the Stephen Barry stuff in particular, the fact that, like, they go like, "Oh yeah, he actually has like a black heritage in his blood." That's a storyline that I could see being written in like 1990. Like, that racism exists in the world nowadays, and I could definitely see a detective story written nowadays that is somehow about that.
I mean, back then there was, like, sort of, like, one drop, like, laws and, like, stuff like that, where, like...
Yeah.
this shit was legally quantified, like
Yeah.
quantified.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a wild, fascinating history of that sort of thing all throughout, like in the colonial powers in general, and certainly in America. There's a plethora of fascinating and horrible things. But that's all totally accurate for the time period, you know, like
Exactly.
And listen, here's the thing. It's not like
sucks,
I don't.
but it's
It's
true.
not like I'm not aware of who Stephen Miller is right now, and that freak would be like that today.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
So like,
all that to say, like that all works for me as the story stuff, and like again, yeah, I can kind of
it
even
does
just
make me be like, we should just let him go though.
yes,
Yeah, that's
free
the
my
thing.
man
That's the thing.
Stephen Barry.
But also, we should just let Stephen Barry go.
They have to like tack on the like, oh, he's fucking at the horse games, the horses and the gambling and whatnot, and I'm like, I don't know, just let him go, it's fine.
The horse gambling thing was simply like, I feel like something they just added to be like, oh, by the way, he does have a little bit of moral corruption, and part of me wanted to be like, yeah, nothing else he's done seems bad actually.
Yeah.
real like
His
Magneto
totally
was right
legal
thing.
gambling habit is, you know, perhaps not great, but also,
God
you
Christ.
know, whatever.
I feel for Stephen Barry. At least Juna got to see the play, right? Like fucking Christ.
Yeah. And he got what did he get? He got an ice cream float or something like that.
That's true. They did both go out for ice cream floats and steaks.
Did get ice cream floats.
Which is like, I guess, supposed to humanize the relationship between Inspector Queen and Juna to me a little bit. But
no, it's pretty fucked up. Like, the thing about it though is that it kind of reminds me of Johnny Quest. Like I thought the relationship between the Queens and Juna was more akin, well, even in Johnny Quest, I guess that is also problematic now that I like look back on it and think about it even a millisecond. You know what? No, holy shit. I'm now thinking about it more than not at all, and I'm like, oh wait. Fuck. Oopsie.
Oops, something I had internalized from my childhood is actually surprisingly racist.
I need to look up
again. Like,
we can't keep getting away with it.
Yeah, there's like an option here where like Juna's the most interesting character, you know, like like the I don't know, the young clever servant of the famous detectives who's actually solving the crimes from the shadows. Like, that could be kind of fun. Like, he's a little bit sassy and they're just weird about it. Like,
right.
Obviously that even then that would still be like maybe not the best characterization. Like, I'm sure there would still be some questionable things for us to criticize there, but like, it would have, I don't know, something. It'd have a little more pizzazz.
I just thought he was like the adoptive son as opposed to like their fucking
whatever the fuck that was.
Their fucking pet, which is like disgusting in a way.
A lot of animal comparisons.
Too many
to like demons.
He's
again, great.
The impish thing,
stuff.
I could walk away. Honestly, if he just said he was
impish was kind of fun.
I would love to be
like
described as impish. Impish is a great word. It's a Pokemon nature.
Sometimes you're a little impish, Tiago.
I've got a little bit of that impish nature in me, but it's not because I'm a Latino. It's because I'm just like that.
And I want to be clear. We are harping on this a lot because it just stuck out like a sore thumb to us, not because it actually like takes up a physical large amount of the novel necessarily.
No.
So somebody listening to us who also read this novel might go, I don't understand why they're talking about this so much. Like, yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't like, it didn't take up that much of the book. I was able to mostly skip over it. Like, I get it if you feel that way. That's totally fine.
It's kind of like eating like a sandwich and you're like, it's a pretty good sandwich. I'm having a good time. And then somebody slaps you. It only lasts for like half a second, but you're like, why the fuck did you slap me?
Yeah.
I
guess I'll finish eating my sandwich. It's a pretty good sandwich, you know, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I really thought...
And then it only lasted for half a second. Like, yeah, but you slapped me.
I can't believe you didn't go into like the razor blade and the apple fucking metaphor. You went to sandwich and slap.
Yeah, I went straight to literally just somebody, like a cashier, just slapping you. Which I think is fine.
No,
Maybe,
it's a better
reflection of my inner psyche.
It more accurately describes the scenario in which that we were doing, in which that like this is an actually pretty solid mystery. Like Stephen Barry, how he does it is pretty simple. He lures Field to the theater. He poisons him with the flask that he gives him himself. It turns out there's 2 flasks, so that when Field saw him drink from one, he was like, oh, I can trust it. And then he just swapped it out for the one in the other pocket, and Field didn't notice because he was shit-faced.
Yeah, he's just got a little sleight of hand.
The reason the Field like approaches Francis Ives Pope is because Field, in his drunken state, goes, oh, that's that broad that my black male E is dating. Let me go talk to her, Lamau. And fucking that's the end of that. Barry even had plans for, like, if other stage people were working at the time, like that lady who was supposed to be guarding the door but just wasn't there. Barry did a pretty fucking solid job killing this guy. I gotta say, I'm actually
he knew the whole, theater and all its layout, the timing of everything back to front. So he had a bunch of different things prepared for how it would go. And thankfully, things mostly worked out in his favor. The only thing that really surprised him was the fact that the hat that Field was wearing had Barry's name stitched into it.
Yep.
So that was why he had to remove the hat. That was why it had to disappear.
It's totally fine for it to come out with him wearing it. It's got his name in it.
Exactly, which is fun. That works. Yeah.
Totally normal to have your name in your very expensive hat.
It is very Ace Attorney to have a situation go, why was the hat taken? Let's turn our thinking around. The hat must have been taken. Like,
it had to be taken because it was implicating the killer. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
So, like, I could see how this is... I also see how this, like, is totally a thing that inspired Ron Johnson to make Knives Out, because this is very Knives Out coded. I'm glad that Rian Johnson didn't include racism. Good for him. Well, he did. Well, Knives Out.
Well,
the other way around.
The other way around. Differently. He did it in a way to make the shitty people.
He had racist people get taken down, is what he did.
Yeah, no, he was punching at the racists as opposed to making the racist the main fucking character.
God, that's still one of my favorite fucking lines in anything. Is like, yeah, what little Nazi boy here?
Also,
makes me laugh every time I think about it.
By the way, Rian Johnson, answer my emails if you want to come on the show.
Ryan, if you want to come on the show,
you can come promote Wake Up Dead Man here on the show. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Ryan Johnson, I promise that I will not say anything mean to you. I'm gonna be so normal.
Ryan Johnson,
I'm not gonna say any of the things. I promise.
Ryan Johnson, I'm neutral. I'm just a guy. I think you're pretty chill.
And I'm a fan, so...
Yeah, we have all three of the fucking spectrum here going, we'll all be really nice to you.
Right now, and I promise to be nice to you, Ryan, and I really did like Knives Out.
I want to be Clotho. Sorry.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Oh, that really caught me off guard.
What, depends on you one name of the fates?
Yeah, this is not what I was expecting.
The only reason I know is because of fucking Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Anyway, yeah, Barry killed.
Barry
killed this guy.
They do coerce, Charles Michaels into writing this letter so it's in his handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea being that they're going to shoot their shot at Barry because they think that it was him, right? And have him write a letter to Barry saying, hey, guess what? Those documents that you got off Field the night you murdered him, those were not the originals. I'm his valet. I've got the originals. I'm also going to extort you. By the way, come meet me in Central Park. And that the idea being that, hey, hopefully we can catch Barry in the act. And, hey, he tried the same thing again with the needle full of tetraethylate. And that unfortunately is what implicates him and gets him got. And then also he kind of admits to everything once they interrogate him.
Yeah,
Even
I mean,
a little bit.
he spills the beans because he knows he's caught with the fucking poison. He also admits that, like, yeah, I heard about it because the doctors are having a conference at the Rich House, and I just happened to hear it. I was just there, and I was like, damn. Shit, my guy was simply just on the scene, listening. Hey, eyes are open, ears are listening, here's how you poison somebody. I think the thing that I took away most from this book is that I liked the overall mystery. Maybe I could have digested and swallowed all the fucking niche racism or whatever, but like the fact that it's even present in the motive, I don't know, it feels like I'm being reminded, you know what I mean? Like I'm being reminded of the fact that it is there. I wish I could close my eyes and not see it in this literature, but unfortunately that option is not up to me. What else do I think about this book? I mean, it's...
What else do you think about this book? Say more.
Say more?
I have a slight writing critique. I definitely feel like I still come up pretty positive on the writing in general. You know, there's some fun descriptors, especially early when they're describing like New York and the theaters and all that stuff. Chapter 21, where they have this sort of perspective shift, right? Where they like, you know, the guy they have like send that like letter to trick the murderer into meeting him, you know, trap him with the police.
Sure.
They then switch to like a scene where, while the writing is mostly good, it stops having like character names and everything is like the black-coated man, the figure,
right.
the second man. And I had a point where I was like, I don't know who has the gun anymore. Like, it's not like I'm like, I don't know who's who. Like, I know I'm not supposed to know who's who. It's like a little bit of a mystery, like, vignette. But, like,
intentionally vague at points,
I don't know, like, who's doing what action. And, like, there's a reason you name characters, you identify characters. Like, the more flowery you try to make descriptors, the harder it is for your readers to understand, you know? Like, sometimes, like, Steve said X, you're good.
Yeah.
It's not the prettiest, but you know what? People need to be able to understand what you've written, usually. Not always, but usually.
I mean, yeah, they're just trying to hide whether, like, who's the killer who is showing up here for a few moments so they can finally deploy it. Happy to meet you again, Mr. Stephen Barry, and your good friend, Mr. Tetraethyl-Lead. Which is like, okay, you want to drop the big bomb there at the end.
And then cue me going, wait, which one's Stephen Barry again? Like, there's too many little guys.
There's too many little guys. I feel like I knew how many guys there were. I just wish...
I really think we could have consolidated on some of the number of police officers that we had.
Yeah, for sure.
It could have been the same guy.
And maybe one or two people could have been cut down witness-wise, but I think on the whole...
a lot of actors.
It makes... Like, it's clear that, like, the only actor that ever mattered was Stephen Barry. The other two actors who were always... actress ladies who were falling around, they were never really named, and they were kind of just like there, you know, so it was clear we were not supposed to focus on them. But yeah, when you have more characters like that showing up, it does make it a little tougher to track.
You know who they don't need to cut? Parson Johnny. No,
Parson Johnny's hilarious.
I love Parson Johnny.
Johnny's my favorite.
Although later they call him a slur, and I was like, all right, well, come on, lay off on Parson Johnny. He's funny.
I like
He's
Parson.
Funny. Leave him alone.
He's a guy.
Johnny Casanelli. He's my friend.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
How dare you? They list a bunch of his aliases at one point, and I was just like, I'm hooting and hollering. He gets out on bail. They try to arrest him, and then he posts bail and wiggles out of it again. So, like, can you come testify? And he's like, I didn't see anything.
I didn't see shit.
Yeah.
I literally have nothing to do with this. I've done nothing wrong in this particular situation.
Right.
I I actually do like the scene where they don't really name what the characters, just because it does kind of make it like a flurry of like I don't know clearly what's going on until like it kind of creates.
I didn't know what was going on. That definitely happened.
it kind of creates the like like in the cartoon, like the big cloud explosion, everyone punches are swinging, I don't know who's hitting who, yada yada. But I could also see why that would be frustrating in trying to understand what is happening.
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating to read it like 9:30 at night when I was tired.
That's fair.
Extenuating circumstances.
I
did finish this a whole day in advance, everybody. I'm way better at this reading books in advance than I am at playing video games in advance, apparently. So,
nice.
Like a life hack.
I did enjoy
faster than I play video games.
Honestly, I think the most I enjoyed about this entire book is the fact that I had a physical book to read from, and it was very nice. And it was like a pretty solid book too. I really like this book. It's a shame I have to give it back. But that's how libraries work.
You do have to do that for the library.
Yeah, that's how libraries work.
How that works.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy.
And you know what? That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. I have
somebody else gets to appreciate that book soon.
I don't know if they will, because this book has not been checked out in a long time.
Well, hey.
I mean,
oh yeah.
It's also
we have secret privileges of knowing a person who works in the library.
So twoo. Man, I
feel like I don't know.
I want to like this book more than I do. Yeah,
just simply. This all ended up being a little bit more racist than I was really hoping for.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of how I feel, where it's like, oh, what a fun mystery, like, I could see this going places. A little more racist than I would have liked.
I wonder, I guess it would be kind of fucked up to try to, like, just take out those parts, because then we're neglecting the part of history that did exist at the time. But
I mean, listen, we're gonna get
I'm
into.
glad I read it.
Yeah,
yeah. I think it's important to see some of this stuff sometimes and see how even fiction was portraying this type of shit. But also we'll probably check out some other later Ellery Queen novels as well at some point down the line. I don't think we'll do those
see
immediately
if they learned
next.
anything.
See if they adapted.
We'll check back in because, like I said last time, Ellery Queen was very, very popular in Japan. And yeah, in addition to being directly influential on Alice Arisugawa and many other writers of the Shin Honkaku movement, obviously Ellery Queen was very influential on Shu Takumi. He read many of their novels. So you can see that, right? And I realize a top hat does not a magician make, but it is a part of a magician. And Shu Takumi does love his magicians.
He loves magicians.
And, he so anytime magic or performance comes up, I just can't help but think that maybe that was just a little drop in the bucket there for filling up his interest in magic and performance arts and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, overall, I like, yes, the actual matter of the mystery of this book I really liked. And I liked especially the early portions of the book. I really liked part 1, where you were seeing the play happen. You know, you were seeing the immediate aftermath, the police rushing in and trying to scramble and meet all the witnesses and all that stuff. Like, I really enjoyed a lot of that the most, I think. In the middle of the book, I do think it sags a little bit with all this investigating and a lot of it not amounting to much. Like, there are not a lot of new... Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of new clues discovered in parts 2 and 3. It's not that there's nothing, but there's not a lot. We get like maybe 2 clues total out of those 2 parts. One, we get the hats.
Of police work is just eliminating suspects.
Right.
And while I think that's literally what police work should be, should it exist at all, like that's most of what you're gonna be doing, but that does not usually make a great mystery novel, unfortunately.
Right.
So kind of a little difficulty there.
But yeah, I think in the end, I wish I had almost gotten a little bit more characterization of Stephen Barry, because then I would feel like, you know, I would maybe feel like now I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I don't think Barry did really that much wrong in the grand scheme of things.
Well, they got so much
but I would have liked him to be
for Benjamin
more sympathetic
Morgan.
overall. Yeah, exactly. We got lots of characterization for Morgan.
Who's kind of a fun, like, we even get more characterization for, like, what's his name? Michael's, the
valet,
The valet who was in a rough spot. Like, he's also being blackmailed by Field. Like, this dude cannot stop blackmailing.
And then he gets forced into writing this letter by the cops.
Like, he actually
holding his previous conviction over his head. It's like, all right, come on, guys.
Like, the guy did his time, got out, and tried to get an honest job, and fucking couldn't.
Yeah.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
And, like,
I mean, the guy who got him
Morgan,
off on lighter charges was then the guy who started blackmailing him after he got out. So, yeah, bit of a spiral
Benjamin
there.
Morgan, what's his crime? Fell in love with a woman below his station and had a kid out of wedlock. Not that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, by modern standards, nothing. But
yeah,
just not that bad.
Did you learn?
Did I learn?
Did you learn?
I've never read Ellery Queen before, so I feel like I learned about it, and I'm gonna see if I can. We'll see how the rest of it goes.
I'm really curious in the future because I've always heard people talk about Ellery Queen. I love Ellery Queen. I love Ellery Queen novels. But I don't know, is it always Inspector Queen and his son Ellery Queen every time, the duo together solving mysteries? Or is it sometimes one or the other? Does it end up being just Ellery Queen himself, solving mysteries at some point? Will he grow on me more as a character as the novels go on?
That's fair.
I don't know.
He can try.
Right now, I like Inspector Queen more than Ellery Queen proper.
I like the older man,
but they're still,
more.
They've got both got their issues though.
I feel like the thing is like they're going for like that autistic swag with Ellery, and it's just not landing for me.
He just doesn't have. He doesn't have. He has no.
He just doesn't have it.
He's swagless.
He's swagless. It doesn't matter how autistic he is.
He's kind of an asshole and fumbles every baddie in front of him. I
guess he's gonna get married eventually.
That's crazy.
He's not really fumbling her if he's not trying for it. But
I would not leave that room a single person if it was me. I'm different.
If it was you and Angela Russo.
If it was me and Angela Russo
her
in the room.
fiance has been murdered within the last 3 days.
One of us is leaving with my wallet empty, and it's not going to be her.
What?
Oh God!
Good podcast, everybody.
Great
work.
I think my overall feelings about this book is that I want to like it more than I do, but the weird racism holds it back for me, and also I find Ellery annoying. Do I think?
And I sometimes am fine with an annoying character, but
yeah, I do think that I could see potential for growth, but considering that this book was made 100 years ago and these guys are dead, I don't know how my feedback's going to help them now. So. Can't wait to read more, see if they improve. Reading will continue until morale improves.
Yeah. I'm gonna give these men a little more time to cook. This is the first one.
Yeah.
And they dropped the ball.
It is.
Well, I do like the mystery.
I mean, from my understanding, they did in fact cook. Because Ellery Queen is huge, but...
Yeah,
that's fair. We'll find out.
They wrote many more novels.
Yeah, I told
this
my
is
mom
not their only detective they made up. They made
us. Yeah, she was like, "Ooh, the classics."
Yeah,
classics.
So. I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
ended up
she's read
making a
this one.
second detective as well. So, you know.
Who's the second detective?
they-
A second detective.
Yeah, they also made let's see here. They wrote 4 novels under the pseudonym Barnaby Ross, which featured the detective Drury Lane.
No.
I was sitting here going like, that name sounds kind of dorky, but I won't say it because I saw very nice. But apparently, Rose on the trigger.
I'm mean today.
This is mean. Hey, we all stand
Rose.
mean Rose. All right, she's our friend.
I'm so glad that somebody stands me.
Yeah.
Stand your
Drury
friends.
Lane is a fictional director, a fictional detective who is a deaf Shakespearean actor turned amateur sleuth. So that's his pitch.
I mean, it's not a bad pitch.
For his twitch.
Okay,
For his twist on the detecting novels there. So anyway, who knows? Those are not currently on my list, or we were sticking just to Ellery Queen, but
yeah, let's stick with what we've got already.
We'll wait till we run the rest of the well dry before we start touching on Drury Lane.
They have to put out another game at some point, right, everybody? Right?
Takumi, hey, my man. What's going on?
And we made it through another TGS with nothing.
Girl.
I mean, that I shouldn't say nothing. There was a small announcement that they announced a trilogy update for the original trilogy that adds a bunch of new languages and brings it up to par feature-wise with the other trilogy collections, such as story mode and art galleries and some bonus music, and that's kind of stuff. So that's all nice.
Good.
It's all good. That's all good. That's great. Free update.
Want it.
Great. Good.
Go.
Glad. Make those trilogy collections even better. Love it. But that's it. That's really squeezing this. We're really squeezing this rag, wringing it out, every little drop out of it before something else happens here. So
go, girl, give us nothing.
We're gonna get a Monster Hunter collaboration with Ace Attorney before we get another game, probably.
Aww.
I mean, honestly, that'd bring me back into Monster Hunter. That'd be really funny.
Yeah,
it would be funny.
You guys do Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you were like, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna buy Monster Hunter.
Lamau.
Well, sounds like
lovely.
It seems like we've run everything dry here.
Yeah,
there's nothing
this
else.
Book. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I miss Des. Des, come back.
Des, I miss you.
Des will be back next time. I promise.
Yippee!
Des will be back next time.
I'm gonna get a Coke.
I miss my friend.
Yeah, so I think that'll do it then for us this week. You can keep up with the show via our website, updatedautopsy.report, which has links to everything we do and all of our social media accounts. We also have a YouTube channel which features Let's Plays and other fun videos at youtube.com/@Yotseben. And you can follow me on Blue Sky. My username on there is Yotseben. Dessy is also on Blue Sky. You can find them at Dessy. How about you, Tiago?
You can find me at It's Tiago Time on Blue Sky. What am I doing nowadays? I'm kind of lamenting the state of Universes Beyond in Magic the Gathering. I'm lamenting society while stroking the sword.
Yeah.
I wake up every day knowing that the sun will always rise and that the night will always come. So if you're out there going through a tough time, know that the sun always rises. That's what I got.
All right. Well, how about you, Rose?
Yeah,
you got some philosophy for us as well?
No, I'm a Rose Nonsense on Blue Sky, and I'm praying for another social media website.
I know, man.
I'm about to start an email newsletter. But that's where I still am for now, and you can find me enjoying sweater weather in the city of Boston because
it's
the
nice. It's brisk out now.
Has hit, and the heat wave is stopped, and it's beautiful, and it's lovely, and it's not 80 degrees in October, and I'm thriving, and I'm eating apples.
Hell yeah.
You know what else,
All right.
though? I hate that movies started using the song Mr. Blue Sky everywhere. That's a good song that used to fucking mean something. Unironically, I made a tarot-themed playlist once, and Mr. Blue Sky was my song for the sun, and I really like that arcana a lot.
And they stole it from
And they
you.
fucking took it from me. The Super Mario movie took it from me.
Yeah.
I like how you sounded like you were like you had walked away and you were coming back. Like you were approaching from far away. You were like, actually, and another thing.
No, one more thing. Yeah. I mean, yes. Mr. Blue Sky, I need to hear it while I'm walking down the street and there's a little bit of pep in my step, and I don't need to see Mario jumping on Koopas to the beat of Mr. Blue Sky. I just don't.
It's not for Mario. It's not for Mario.
It's not his.
It's not his.
Give it back.
Give it back.
It's not for DreamWorks Pictures.
Yeah,
It's not for
my dream
Illumination.
doesn't work when they have that song.
You guys don't. Yeah, there should be a limit on licensed songs and movies. Only 5 people can use Mr. Blue Sky like per year, and after that, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
agree.
Maybe less. Maybe it should only be one. Maybe it should only be one.
5 seems a little high, actually.
Yeah, just one person can use it per year, and that's it. And then that's it. It's got used up.
I don't know if he would ever use it,
It's
but
the opposite of the Wilhelm scream.
but Del Toro can use it whenever they want. That's my opinion. He'd use it right.
Oh, I'm gonna go see Frankenstein.
I was gonna say, if Mr. Blue Sky's in Frankenstein, I might feel some kind of way about it.
Are we still podcasting, or are we just talking about movies now?
We're kind of just hanging out here. Hey, you're hanging out with us, listener. This is what we do right after the call, is that we really go into just hanging out.
Now.
Yeah.
They can go home. Well, if you're still on your shift, I guess we'll keep you company or whatever, but...
Yeah. Well, yes, thank you so much for listening. We hope you'll rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. I noticed that in addition to us having 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, we now have 5 stars perfect rating on Spotify as well. We went from 4.9 to 5 recently.
Why
so thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
I told somebody recently that I was on this podcast, and they were like, it's the first thing I get when I look it up on Spotify. And I go, it sure would be.
Who else is doing this shit?
Who else is doing this?
So, next time, we will be playing the NES port and fan translation of the Portopia Serial Murder Case, a video game
Yay!
by Yuji Horii
what?
and Chunsoft.
Oh, Yuji Horii? Sick.
Yeah, this is one of Yuji Horii's first games. This is one of the most influential games for like just adventure games in Japan and visual novels. We are playing the NES version with its more limited command structure because that's the easier one to play, and that's the one that has a fan translation. The original PC versions of the game had a text parser in which you would type in like go here, go there. But of course, that was in Japanese, and that is very difficult to translate and make that work for an English audience because you'd have to do significant work. So instead, the NES version has like a menu that lets you choose options to, go places and talk to people. And it's pretty short. I think it should only take, 2 or 3 hours to play through if you're using a guide. My understanding is that there's one puzzle at the end that's basically impossible if you're not using a guide. So we are going to play that because we're going to play that because it's very important. It's been listed a lot as kind of an influential game on basically everything ever. It's just one of those things that's like crucial to game history, but it is just not talked a lot about in, I'd say, pop culture, right? If you read, about Japanese adventure games, anybody there will talk about it and bring it up. But so that's what we're going to do next time. And the reason for that is because A, it's important, and B, it actually might kind of lead into what we're going to be doing the week after, which I'm going to leave as a surprise for now, just in case things don't work out. But so far, we might have a special guest on that episode. So we are doing a couple things here as we are heading close to episode 100. So
oh my gosh, we still haven't hit episode 100.
Yep, we're getting there. So thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Okay.
All right.
Might have been a
Boom,
little
boom.
late on that 55, but you know what? It's probably fine.
That's why we
It's
have
probably
2
fine.
claps. Because I'm always clapping twice.
We're professionals like that.
Yeah. You know what? Manovsky article said we were very fucking professional about it.
Yeah.
we're gonna run off that high for
Yeah. Manovsky
months.
article is like, oh, you guys are so fucking efficient. You did it so, like, you didn't have any technical issues. The podcast didn't run for, like, 6 hours. You really,
Yeah.
really tell you've been doing this for a while.
I think
Best thing ever.
the fact of the matter is that, like, if this ran for 6 hours, I'd kill one of you. I'd straight up, I'd be like, that's it. I want my time back.